hundreds of thousands of people turning up are turning up because they care about human rights. They're not turning up because they want to make Jewish people feel unsafe. And much like I wouldn't want some of the Islamophobic and racist rhetoric coming out of pockets of my community in this moment to be reflective of all Jewish people, we have to be really careful of like not overstating the idea that these marches are motivated by anti-Semitism.
How do you feel that these protests have gone today? Do you feel like things have been respectful? And have you seen anything that concerned you?
No, I mean, I was helping organize the Jewish bloc as part of the sort of Palestine solidarity marches, and first of all, I was just blown away by how many Jewish folks came out today. There were hundreds of us here to say that you know, our Jewish safety is not in competition with Palestinian freedom, that we are very much here in solidarity and support. We're demanding a ceasefire. We need to protect the sanctity of all human life. And as part of the march, it was a very peaceful, respectful day. Lots of singing and chanting, but very much it felt very safe, actually. And I think it was a real contrast to what we saw breaking out at the Cenotaph today, these sort of far right groups who've obviously been very mobilized by a lot of the Home Secretary and Prime Minister's rhetoric over the last week. And that the sort of violence that we saw there, I think, is really showing the ways in which this kind of culture war that the government wants to push is actually endangering the lives, endangering Jewish people, because obviously these far right groups are often motivated by a sort of anti-Semitic and Islamophobic ideology, but it also puts other minorities at risk too. So I think there's a lot to answer for there.
Yeah, you mentioned that Jewish safety is not in contradiction to Palestinian freedom, but obviously there have been banners that have concerned people on multiple occasions over the last few weeks and have made many Jewish people feel threatened and concerned about their safety as they move about the UK. Have you seen any banners today? And if you do see those banners, how do you feel?
I didn't see any banners today. I think I also would want to just stress that, when those things do happen, they are a minority of people who are sort of taking part in that kind of ideology, which isn't acceptable, of course. But also that we shouldn't sort of take the entire sort of protest movements because of that. The hundreds of thousands of people turning up are turning up because they care about human rights. They're not turning up because they want to make Jewish people feel unsafe. And much like I wouldn't want some of the Islamophobic and racist rhetoric coming out of pockets of my community in this moment to be reflective of all Jewish people, we have to be really careful of like not overstating the idea that these marches are motivated by anti-Semitism.